All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something huge, a brand new generation of GPUs so powerful, they're not just building faster computers, they're building what people are calling AI factories.
So, this quote popped up around the announcement of the GPU 26 back in October 2025. And look, it signals a really fundamental shift. This isn't just about faster computers, it's about a completely new way to create value in the world.
So, what is an AI factory? And what's this revolution really mean for you and me? Let's get into it. We gotta look past the buzzwords here and really break down what makes this whole thing such a game changer. Okay, first things first, we need to wrap our heads around the incredible power we're dealing with. Seriously, don't think of this as just a faster chip. It's a totally new kind of engine, one that actually generates intelligence. So here's the best way to think about it. You know, old school data centers, they were kind of like giant libraries, just passively storing information. But these AI factories, no, they're more like active, buzzing workshops. They're constantly taking in raw material, which in this case is data, and they're manufacturing something totally new and valuable out of it.
And this is what's so fascinating, right? It's the whole shift in purpose. We're moving from just, passively storing data to actively producing intelligence. The value isn't just about having the data anymore. It's all about what you can create with it.
And here's the engine that makes it all happen, the GPU 26 architecture. Wow. It's got a mind-blowing 4.6 exaflops of computing power. An exaflop? What is that? It's a quintillion calculations per second. I mean, that's a number so big, it barely makes sense. It's like trying to count every single grain of sand on every beach on the entire planet and then doing it again a few times. For AI stuff, this thing is about 5 times faster than what came before. That's not an upgrade, that's a whole new ballgame. So, okay, what can you actually do with that much power? Well, this is where things get really exciting. The potential here is it's set to just completely reshape entire industries from the bottom up. Let's start with medicine. And we're not talking about small improvements here. We're talking about being able to run biological simulations that are so complex, they basically mirror reality. You could test millions of potential drug compounds in a virtual space. Think about that. It could mean discovering cures and new treatments in just a fraction of the time it takes us now. Or how about the car industry? With this kind of horsepower, platforms like DriveThor could finally make fully autonomous cars a widespread reality. The secret sauce is being able to simulate millions, even billions of miles of driving in a virtual world. You can test for every weird, unexpected thing that could happen on the road before a real car ever has to face it. And then there's just pure science. This kind of power lets us take on some of the biggest challenges humanity faces. I'm talking about building climate models with an accuracy we've only ever dreamed of, or discovering brand new materials right inside a computer simulation. Materials that could, literally change our world. But, and this is a big but, all of this amazing promise, it comes with an equally amazing price tag. The power to change the world doesn't come for free, and there are some huge new challenges that we absolutely cannot ignore. Okay, just look at this number for a second. A single cluster of these new GPUs, just one of these AI factories, can use up to 0.7 gigawatts of power. Yeah. Let that sink in. We're building machines that need as much electricity as an entire nuclear power plant. The same as a small city. That raises some enormous and very urgent questions about how much strain this is going to put on our power grids, not to mention the environmental impact of this whole AI revolution. And the price tag isn't just about electricity. The economic disruption could be massive. When AI starts taking over really sophisticated, creative, and analytical jobs, that creates this massive, urgent need for all of us to adapt, to retrain our workforce for a completely different kind of economy. All this disruption leads to something deeper, a huge shift in what we even think of as valuable. It's not just about who owns the data anymore. It's about who can generate real knowledge from that data. Now, to really get this, there's this idea called data gravity. For a long time, big data sets were so huge and clunky that you couldn't really move them. They were like a planet, right? They had their own gravity, and they would just pull apps and services towards them. You had to bring your computers to the data. But these new AI factories, they completely flip that whole idea on its head. So here's the key takeaway. Think of the AI factory as a refinery. It takes in all this heavy, raw data, and it processes it, refines it, and spits out something new. Lightweight, easy to move, and incredibly valuable knowledge. That knowledge, not the raw data, That's the new social capital. It's the new currency of the AI age.
So, where does all this leave us? Well, we're standing at a massive crossroads. We are building a technology with a level of power that's almost hard to imagine. But how we actually decide to use that power, that's completely up to us. And the way the source material frames it is pretty stark. This tech is a tool, and just like any other powerful tool, you can use it to create, or you can use it to destroy. It could help us solve huge global problems, or it could be used to make inequality even worse, to control people. The path we end up on, it's not set in stone. And that really brings the ultimate choice into focus, doesn't it? The biggest question of our time isn't just about who has the data anymore, it's about what we're going to build with it. So we have this overwhelming power. How will we choose to use it? When you boil it all down, a few things become crystal clear. First, these AI factories are a historic pivot, right? We're moving from just storing data to actively creating intelligence. Second, all this incredible power comes with some serious costs, both for our planet's energy and for our society. And third, it's flipping the script on what's valuable. Knowledge is the new currency. So that means this final question, it's not just for engineers or politicians anymore. It's a societal, ethical, and deeply human one. The AI factories are coming, and the choices we make about them, well, they're going to define our future.